Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Binar Febrianti Dewi. I'm from English Education Study Program. My student ID number is 19001120052. Today's video is about English assessment development. And now let's start with what is the meaning of language assessment. Language assessment is a measure of the proficiency a language user has in any given language. It could be a first or second language. Tests are one form of language assessment and there are many others. They fall into two categories, summative and formative. There are three main concepts in determining meaningful language assessment: validity, reliability, and feasibility. Validity means that what is assessed should actually be assessed. Reliability refers to the accuracy of the decision made from the assessment. Feasibility means that the assessment has to be practical. A language assessment can cover one or more of the following four key skills, like reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Okay, next, what's the purpose of language assessment? Language assessment has two main forms. First, achievement assessment, and second, proficiency assessment. Achievement assessment is the completion of specific objectives set out by a course. It refers to work completed in lessons. It measures the extent to which the pupil has met the learning goals in a given time frame, such as a lesson, series of lessons, or entire course. Proficiency assessment is the assessment of pupils' ability, what they know, and what they can do in the real world. It measures a learner proficiency in a context outside the classroom. Next, what are the different types of language assessment? The meaning of your language assessment will depend on your setting. If you are teaching English as a second language or ESL, you will firstly need to gauge your learner proficiency based on the common reference levels by using the scale for your chosen qualification. And then you will know the level you need to teach at in order to help the children to make progress. If you are in a primary setting with responsibility for supporting learners with an English as an additional language or EL, you will need a clear strategy for how to integrate children and their families into school life. And now, the question is, how does language assessment work? As we've seen, meaningful language assessment covers four key areas: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So, how should each one be assessed, and where can you find resources to help you? Assessing reading. Reading takes place in a variety of contexts, not just books. Children read on tablets, computer, and mobile phone. No matter what they're reading, the same simple process applies. They have a goal or purpose for reading. They use knowledge of words and grammar to make meaning from the words. So reading assessment should focus on a range of text and tasks to fit the reader's purpose. This might be through reading comprehension activities or putting words into sentences so that they make sense. Second, assessing writing. Writing is a complex process. Children need a topic and the message they want to communicate. And then they might also need to consider the audience, and there's also the overall structure and the vocabulary they need to use. So when assessing writing, it's important to set a range of specific writing tasks to gauge their ability to write for different purpose and audience. Next, assessing speaking. Speaking happens every day, like writing. Speaking requires children's brain to find the right words and put them together in a way that makes sense. Again, like writing, how we speak and the words we use depends on the context, who we are talking to, and the purpose of our conversation. For that reason, there are lots of different ways to assess speaking, such as interview, presentation, and group or paired work. Some common speaking activities involve describing a picture or discussing a personal information like hobbies or interests. And the last one is assessing listening. Hearing is one of our five senses. Listening is the act of making sense of what we've heard. It's a bit like reading and reading comprehension. A child might be able to pronounce the words, but do they understand the meaning? listening is a complex process too. Our brains process the sound reaching our ears to recognize them as language. Then they organize the sound into phrases and begin to develop our understanding of the gist of what's been said. Then they use our exciting knowledge to make better sense of the overall message. Okay, that's all my video about English assessment development. I hope this video can be useful for all of us. Thank you for your attention. I'm sorry if I make a mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.